Six Flags Magic Mountain has the most roller coasters of any amusement park in the world. They currently have 19 different roller coasters, covering almost every genre imaginable, and they will be opening their 20th roller coaster in 2022. But beyond this elite coaster lineup, this California mega park also features some notable non-coasters that are better than some of the park's coasters. So in this video, I will rank my top 20 favorite rides and attractions at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Starting off this list at number 20 is Gold Rusher. The weakest adult coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain was one of the first Arrow Mine Trains. This one is a bit jerky and it lacks any major drops or thrills, but I love the ride's placement on the wooded hillside. It keeps the layout a surprise. Number 19, New Revolution. This classic Schwarzkopf coaster is famous for bringing back the vertical loop, and that loop is very forceful. The rest of the ride is a bit underwhelming. While the ride may have a similarly great setting on the hill as Gold Rusher, the drops don't offer any airtime nor laterals, and this Schwarzkopf just doesn't have the positive G's you may expect outside that aforementioned loop. It is still fun though thanks to the reintroduction of the lap bar only trains a few seasons ago. Number 18, Jetstream. This Arrow Hydro Flume occupies the same hillside as the prior two rides. This flume has some nice interactions with a nearby ninja, and the final drop is pretty good. It's quite tall for a flume, and the final splash is refreshing. Number 17, Roaring Rapids. This was one of the earliest Intamin River Rapids rides, and it's also one of the most soaking. Roaring Rapids has a simple layout, but it features larger rafts than usual, and some of the most soaking rapids on the planet. I came off this one drenched head to toe, which felt great in the hot Valencia summer. Number 16, Ninja. This is one of the last remaining Arrow suspended coasters, and it is also built on the hillside. Ninja only has a small lift hill at the start, before careening down the hill. You then go up a larger lift hill at the end. Ninja builds speed as it goes, and the swinging also increases in intensity. The final few turns are the strongest part of the ride, as they swing you horizontal to the ground. Up next would have been the original Colossus. I only rode this coaster once, and it was when it was operating with the backwards trains. While it had really slow pacing, the sizable drops had a nice tummy tickling sensation in reverse, and I don't recall the ride being too rough either. Number 15, Crazanity. This Samperla Giga Discovery reaches impressive heights and offers some decent floater airtime on the max swings, and the sense of speed and positive G's in the downswings is equally as awesome. The ride takes a while to reach that max height and come to a stop, but those max swings are well worth it. It is easily one of the park's best flat rides. Number 14, Superman Escape from Krypton. One of the first coasters in the world to hit 100 miles per hour, or 161 kilometers per hour, Superman recently started offering riders the choice to experience this attraction forwards or backwards. Unlike most launches that are over in a flash, Superman takes a whopping 7 seconds to reach its maximum speed. And if you ride up front, the slow and sustained buildup of speed is really cool. Then you have the massive incline that offers several seconds of weightlessness. Superman may be short and simple, but is undoubtedly a thrill. Number 13, Viper. This Arrow Mega Looper is a powerhouse. The first 3 vertical loops pull some shockingly strong positive G's, and I always start to gray out. The mid-course trim brings you to a stop, which causes the second half to ride awkwardly slow, but it does result in some unintended hang time on the final 4 inversions. While Viper isn't the best paced coaster in the world, and it's also jerky at points, the contrast of the positive G's and hang time on the inversions makes it an enjoyable classic. Number 12, Scream. Let's bury the hatchet. This coaster's location is abysmal. It's literally built in a parking lot, but the ride itself is solid. It was running pretty smoothly in 2021 without any rattle, and it has 7 solid inversions. Outside the amazingly whippy 0G roll, I think Viper's inversions are superior overall. but I do prefer Scream slightly since it tracks much better and the inversions are still solid. Number 11, Goliath. This Giovanola Hypercoaster has its flaws. It only has one decent airtime hill, and the pacing is less than stellar since the mid-course brake run brings you to a near halt. But it does have impressive heights and speed in the first half before pummeling riders with positive Gs in those final helixes. While Goliath may not do what I personally look for in a hypercoaster, it still has some good elements and it is immaculately smooth. Number 10, Justice League Battle for Metropolis. This is the best installation of the common Six Flags dark ride. This one has an extra pre-show to set the story, and some additional physical props during the ride portion. And then you have the usually fun screen-based ride. This shooter is a great contrast to the park's thrill rides. The guns are responsive, there are plenty of targets to hit, and the DC characters are perfectly utilized. Number 9, Apocalypse. This GCI wood coaster is running pretty smoothly as of 2020 and 2021. It was running rough for a while. The first half is fast-paced and has some good pops of airtime. The second half does fade both in the pacing and airtime department, which is why I put it towards the bottom of the GCI ranks, but I am glad that Magic Mountain has a solid wood coaster to complement all those steel behemoths. Number 8, Riddler's Revenge. The world's best stand-up coaster is an endurance test in the best way possible. This B&M Looper is a super long coaster, and all those inversions pile on the positive Gs. It feels like your legs will explode. I get that this ride isn't for everyone, but I enjoy this ride's power, and with my patented riding position for stand-up coasters, I don't experience any pain nor headbanging. Number 7, Batman the Ride. This is one of the best Batman clones out there. This one seems to run faster and subsequently has stronger positive Gs. I always start graying out on the 2 vertical loops more so than usual. The other 3 inversions aggressively whip you through them. Then the turns send all the blood to your legs, which makes your legs feel like they'll burst. I absolutely love this ride's intensity, and it still runs smoothly. Number 6, Lex Luthor Drop of Doom. The best non-coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain is this towering Intamin drop tower, made on the side of Superman. This has a case as the world's most terrifying drop tower. Beyond the towering 400-foot or 122-meter tall heights, you also have the shocking sway of the tower whenever Superman launches. It is one of the freakiest sensations of any ride, and it feels like an earthquake each time. Then the drop is pretty good too. It is spoiled a bit by some audio, but you get some flow at the start, and then the drop seems to go on forever. Even if it may not have the same force as other towers out there, the speed is unreal. Number 5, Full Throttle. This Premier Rides launch coaster starts with a decent initial launch, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. The massive loop that follows delivers some of the best hang time on any coaster. It always feels like you're going to stall up there. Then the dive loop offers great whip. After a brief pause, you have an okay backwards launch with some solid hang time on the dive loop before blasting through the tunnel. Then you hit the ride's best part, the camelback over the loop. And this hill delivers one of the strongest ejector airtime moments on the planet. You are forcefully yanked from your seat on the descent, even though there are brakes there. Number 4, West Coast Racers. This seemed like an odd fit for a park that already had a dueling coaster and a Premier Rides launch coaster, but West Coast Racers is a ton of fun, so I don't care. The launches are fine, but it's what follows that makes this coaster special. The off-axis hills after the initial launches offer some shockingly strong sideways ejector airtime. Then the 4 inversions offer good hang time. Mix in a few other small pops of airtime and forceful turns, and you have a winner. And that's especially the case since you always duel in this one, which pairs those strong moments with awesome visuals. Number 3, Tatsu. The largest B&M flyer in America has some amazing visuals. It feels much taller than it actually is because of the ride's placement on the hill, and Tatsu's big to begin with. The first two inversions are graceful, and the first few turns have some decent whip to them, which builds up to the legendary pretzel loop. This is one of the most intense moments on any coaster. The sustained positive Gs are otherworldly, and it feels like you'll be shoved through the train. That's how much force this element has. The finale then features one more forceful turn and a fun inline twist high above the ground. Tatsu has a case as the best flying coaster in America. Up next likely will be Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. I have ridden Jersey Devil, and this coaster is a near clone. Assuming Wonder Woman rides similarly, it should slot in as the park's third best coaster, as long as you ride in the back rows. Jersey Devil is solid towards the front and middle of the train. Those seats have decent airtime and amazing hang time in the inversions. But in the back rows, Jersey Devil has the same great hang time, plus the intense ejector airtime we've come to expect from RMC in that first half. The finale doesn't quite have the same punch, but it still does offer some okay airtime as long as the mid-course doesn't hit too hard. Wonder Woman should be a great fit for Magic Mountain, and I love where the coaster is going to be placed. Number 2 is X2. This is the coaster that bankrupted Aerodynamics, but at least the company went out with a bang. X2 is downright insane. This ride feels chaotic with those rotating seats and forceful elements. The near vertical first drop always sends a shiver down my spine because that last second flip feels so wrong. Then the subsequent inversions are some of the best on any coaster. The initial Raven turn offers strong positive Gs and airtime. The two camelbacks in the middle offer sustained weightlessness as the track and trains rotate. The final Raven turn delivers crushing positive Gs, and then the twist in the brake run throws your body wildly. X2 can be a bit bouncy, particularly in the outside seats, but there are very few rides out there like this, and I wish there were more. X2 genuinely scares me, and I love that. And coming in at number 1 is Twisted Colossus. This RMC hybrid conversion is one of the company's best creations. Some may not like how Twisted Colossus feels like two coasters spliced together, but I don't mind one bit. Both halves are fantastic. Twisted Colossus offers strong ejector airtime, good sustained hang time in the inversions, and some sneaky laterals mixed all throughout the layout. I think this is an elite ride even when it doesn't duel, but when it does duel, you get some crazy visuals paired with those awesome elements. That is how I rank the top 20 rides at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This park is undoubtedly one of the best thrill parks in the world, and I always look forward to visiting this California park. What is your favorite ride at Six Flags Magic Mountain? Or what are your thoughts on any of the rides I mentioned? I would love to hear what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I'd appreciate if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canobie Coaster. Thanks for watching.